Here.
Ms. Lipney? Here. Our student board rep should be here later, and myself, Mrs. King, here. So are there any changes to the agenda? No? Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda as we received it?
I make a move to approve the agenda as received.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay then, closed session, we're moving into closed session, is called at 4:02. The regular meeting of the Willits Unified School District reconvenes to open session at 5 o'clock. And the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Board Clerk Secretary.
The Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So the report out of closed session, no action was taken, employee matters were discussed. But no action was taken. Okay, so, governance norms. We agree to act with dignity, respect differences, build trust, work as a team, engage the public, focus on the success of every student, and work together for the common good. So now we have informational items. I believe that we have a presentation on principal school site report.
So, let me say a couple of things about this. So what we have here, we have all amazing principals who did a report, a monthly report actually, on what is happening at the sites. So when you look at the documents there, you can see what they have done, the work, and the great things that went at the school. And so if any board members have any questions from principals about what you have seen, about the great things, and the work with the students they're doing, it's time to ask questions.
Any questions in regards to the principal site reports?
Yeah, presentation happens during when they do their goals, and this is just like a monthly little report. It's just for the board to read and to see the great work they're doing.
I say I really appreciate the information.
They have put a lot of work into it, and it's great to see that they're sharing the story and on the work they're doing with the students and the staff. So there's always a story to tell.
Any other comments from the board? No? Okay. So we have a 5-minute break in the schedule now, so I'm bowing out for the break. No?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we're going on to that. I apologize, I was going by the script, not my agenda. Let me find my agenda, I got it here. There it is. Okay, so we now have comments from student board representative.
Good evening, everyone. We've been going pretty steady, but at high school so far, we had our first night rally last night for our upcoming week, which is going to go well. And then we have a football game tomorrow, and then on Saturday, we have homecoming. So, 3 big dates. And then I really mostly just wanted to talk about our 2 big fundraisers that we had. Our golf tournament, let me see, we raised over $3,000. So that's really good. And then for the glow in the dark fundraiser that we did, the juniors got about, I think it was, okay, so about $500 to $600 in that. So yeah, the community really pulled in for that actually, so grateful for them. But mainly, again, looking back to our golf tournament, thank you so much, shout out to our sponsors. They did, yeah, they sponsored a lot of money, so thank you. And then I also, just on a personal note, that's pretty much what's been going on with high school, but on a personal note, I'm a senior now, and so I'm applying to college, and our high school, Willits High, just recently brought in like the denim direction, which has been the most helpful addition. I'm so grateful towards it. It's incredibly helpful. It's amazing. The staff in there is so sweet, and they're just so helpful with my college applications, my Common App, getting set up with all my scholarships, all that kind of stuff. So I think that should definitely be known. Thank you. Yeah, much appreciated. But I think that's honest again is all that I have. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. So now we have board comments. Jennifer, I'll start with you.
We have the music club at the high school, and I've been volunteering with that. And I have to tell you, they play guitar, they sing, they play other instruments. It's loud. But for the first time in my life, I'm actually using my degrees for what they were meant to be used for. And every time I walk in, I get the giggles. And I'm going to start going more days a week during lunchtime to work with them. So that's my news.
April?
Yeah, so the glow in the dark hide and seek was so much fun. I took my kids, they had a great time. It was super fun watching them hide was probably the funnest part. Just watching kids, older high school kids walk by these little kids that are just trying their best not to like make a noise. They're like hiding under the bleachers, like laid flat. You're like, I don't even understand how they were so quiet and so still. But it was a lot of fun. So that was really nice to be a part of. It's been really fun kind of going in and out of the high school this week, seeing the floats start to take shape, seeing all the hard work that all the kids are putting into them. I'm excited about homecoming tomorrow. The night rally was awesome. Just the amount of work that those kids and leadership put in should be commended. They really did a great job. Same with Dina. Homecoming kickoff is 7 o'clock tomorrow night because who we're playing does not have a JV team, so I just wanted to remind everybody. Other than that, just excited to keep going. I'm excited to see homecoming this week.
All right, Paul?
Well, I too watched Glow in the Dark, and I was amazed. A lot of times I'm down in that little dungeon area, you know, and for the kids to be able to go between the bushes and the poles and really not make a sound. And then when you open the door, because I didn't hear a sound, and I see people, they have some little whistle or something that was blowing and carrying on, and it was just real cute to open the door and have some kid go, "Don't tell anyone I'm here." Well, anyway, but it was really fun, and I did get to see some of the homecoming stuff last night in the auditorium at the high school. That always cracks me up, especially your little plays where people think they are cute. I used to think, what are you doing? But now I'm so old it cracks me up, and that's a good thing. Then I did have a concern over the golf team and what they're doing because I haven't heard anything about the A3 and A1 salary schedule thing. It's not called a salary schedule, appendix. And what concerns me is the season for golf is going to end real soon, and the captain of the golf games, the female side, the ladies' side, is nowhere to be stipend yet. So I'm sort of hoping that maybe by next week, or not even next week, I don't care, but the next month of our meetings that we'll get to see that. And in general, I was pleased to see the agenda has at least a sentence per thing. That was good, that I had some serious concerns about in the minutes. And now I believe that one sentence is better than none, and I'm hoping that in the future there are 2 or 3 sentences, so when I look back or try to explain it to someone, there's a lot more than than was there, and I can use it the way I understand it's intended for. I did learn that there is a thing called action minutes, and they allow minutes to be shorter than they were in the past. And that's interesting, but they still have to give a synopsis. Specific things need to be written so that it triggers, at the very least, some sort of memory or information for people to learn from. And then, that's good for right now. These are my ongoing sagas. They entertain me out here.
All right, I want to congratulate April on being named the Grand Marshal of our Willits High School homecoming. April is a very well-deserving member of this community, and she does a lot on behalf of the youth in our community, so I think that's great that she was honored with that. My condolences to the staff at Blosser Lane for the sudden loss of a beloved co-worker, and the sudden loss is very hard. And my thoughts are with the Blosser staff at this difficult time. I want to thank the site administrators for their presentations last month at the board meeting and for their site updates this month. And I want to thank John for arranging for the board workshop a week or two ago. The training was led by the Small School District Association Executive Director Yuri Calderon and the Small Schools District Association President Eric Bonnickson. And the training was specific to Willits. It wasn't a general training, it was very specific to Willits, and it was very informative. And besides the SSDA board workshop that I attended in my previous comment, that I mentioned in my previous comment, I attended in person the Small School District Association E3 forum last week in Santa Rosa. And I also have attended some online sessions with SSDA and the California School Board Association. And I feel strongly that to be an effective board member, you need to be an informed board member, and you need to keep up with stuff, so. And I need to remember on a daily basis that my role as a school board member entails 5 things: policy making, oversight with physical oversight in particular, community representation, hiring and evaluating the superintendent, and not managing the superintendent, and hiring the district's independent auditor and legal representation. And that if I do anything outside of that, I'm outside of my lane. So I need to remind myself of that on a daily basis. And that's all from me. And so we'll go on to CSEA.
Good evening. My name is Heather, and I'm the Communications Officer for the Classified Union. As Jeannie mentioned, we did lose a member of our district family, and it was the sudden passing this last weekend of Monique Smith. Monique was a longtime special education paraprofessional who had dedicated over 20 years of service to our students. She was kind, gentle, and a truly special person who always brought joy, compassion, and patience to her work every day. Her absence is deeply felt by her colleagues and students alike at Blosser Lane. And CSEA would like to extend our sincere condolences to her daughter and all those who loved and cared for her. This past weekend, many CSEA members attended the regional CSEA benefits wagon that was held here at Blosser Lane. This included a Know Your Rights training and a Hire to Retire seminar. It was a wonderful opportunity for professional growth and connection. We had CSEA members from Laytonville, Ukiah, and Fort Bragg join us. It was inspiring to see the collaboration and shared commitment among our neighboring campuses. Thank you, chapters. I would like to bring attention to some ongoing classified staffing challenges. We are facing shortages both in custodial substitutes and special education paraprofessional substitutes. Our existing staff are doing a fantastic job to cover the vacancies and assure that students and campuses are supported. We truly appreciate the continued collaboration and support from, of course, our administrators as we work together to do the best we can do in these situations. Huge shout out to Kelly and, of course, really step up every single day to make sure that all of our special education students are supported. Whether it's covering a classroom or riding on a school bus with a student who needs a little extra love, they are always there. I think they're amazing. They're our superheroes of the district office. In good news, we have filled our vacant bus driver position, which is amazing because that's such an important area to be fully staffed. So they are working on their training and to get their certifications and will be on the road soon. Our staff have reported that the kids are doing well. They're happy. They're very, very excited about Halloween. They're kind of starting to do that not even mid-month, but they're bouncing off the walls. They are ready to go. And that is it for me, so thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then we have WTA comments.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Bowles. I'm the Willits Teachers Association president. I stand before you tonight not only as president of our teachers union, but as a representative of the hundreds of educators who come to work each day guided by hope. Hope for our students, for our schools, and for the future of public education in this district. Our teachers are not asking for perfection. We know this work is complex. We know leadership is difficult. But what we are asking, what we are challenging this board and the administration to do is to lead by example, to model the same values we ask of our staff, and to do so with honesty, humility, and courage. In classrooms across our district, teachers remind students daily that integrity matters, that character is what you do when no one else is watching. We hold our students accountable to high standards of truth and respect. It's time we hold ourselves as adults guiding this district to those same standards. When morale is low, when rumors spread faster than facts, and when mistrust grows, we all lose sight of our shared mission, educating children. Our students are watching, our community is watching. They see how we treat one another, they see how we handle disagreement, and they see whether our decisions are rooted in facts or in fear. I challenge each member of this board and every administrator in this room to choose transparency over politics, listening over defensiveness, and collaboration over control. Ask questions. Seek out the truths behind the numbers, behind the reports, behind the narratives that too often divide us. The answers are out there in classrooms, in hallways, in staff lounges, in the quiet conversations between teachers and students who are simply trying to make it through the day. If you want to understand this district, talk to the people who give it life every morning. The teachers, the aides, the custodians, the bus drivers, the counselors. They are not obstacles to manage. They are the foundation on which everything else rests. Be positive leaders. Inspire with action, not slogans. Support with empathy, not suspicion. We can disagree without disrespect. We can challenge without tearing down. We can lead without losing sight of why we are here, the kids. So tonight, I extend an open hand, an invitation to partnership. Let's rebuild trust, not through words alone, but through behavior that earns it. Let's remind our students, our staff, and our community that leadership means service, that truth matters, and that together we can make this district a place where positivity, professionalism, and purpose can thrive. Let's lead by example. Let's search out the truth, and let's do the hard, honest work of leading with heart. Thank you. I took a WTA day today and went around to as many campuses as I could. I got to 3, 4 if you count one I work at. And I got to see a lot of insights into what's going on in our district. I challenge all the board members to do the same and reach out and speak to the teachers, to the custodians. Make that extra effort and do it in the conversations that will be a hard conversation. Have those conversations that you don't want to have and you don't want to hear the answer because they're hard answers. We have a lot of decisions to be made in the future, to help build relationships and to truly understand what goes on in this district.
Thank you.
Any superintendent comments?
All right, so, first I want to say that, I'm very sad to see the loss of, one of the employee I lost. It was hard for us to hear that on Monday, and then we were working, here we are, we had someone passed away. And we feel for Blosser, and we are with the people there at Blosser, and so we're there to support them as well. What I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing sports. Sports is in motion. I'm seeing great things happening at a volleyball game. I went to a volleyball game about a couple weeks ago at the middle school. It was great to see students playing and seeing all the balls bouncing all over places and seeing all the parents out there, and the kids were happy. Went to the football game as well, even though it was very cold at night time. I made it to the night. I enjoyed the burger. It's something I will come back and get some more. But it was great again to see the community gather together with the students. And this is something very unique for the schools, unique for the district as well. And it's something for the students to look for, the sports. Went to cross country yesterday, again, up in Brook Trail, and it's my first time going over there. It was great. I was lucky to find a parking spot because someone just left. I thought I might have to park all the way down the road, but I was lucky, and I saw all students running and students from different counties like Clear Lake, and so it was great to see that as well. I'm looking forward to soccer. Being European means that I love soccer. I'm looking forward to see kids playing soccer, and also I'm very glad to hear that for the golf, the tournament of golf, $3,000 that was made. Wow, that's amazing. So that's amazing to hear that. And again, I see the passion for the students in the sports. I went to a classroom, I think it was late last week at the high school. It was a college level class, and they had me come because they had to interview me about some questions in order to write an essay. So I have a whole bunch of questions there, and I answered as many as I could. And it shows that our students are doing critical thinking, which is critical. And for them to write essays, to be prepared for college. And I see the passion, and I'm sure they're going to do some great essays, and I look forward to it. And I'm glad also to hear from the students there at the high school for the college, and one of our student rep there, they're applying for college, because it's now, right? Now is the time to apply for college. And apply to do your FAFSA, your scholarship, and I know the amount of time it takes to do that because I was an advisor at one time for 12th grade down in Oakland for about 10 years, and I see how much work it takes to go ahead and do all those applications, and to know, and also time to select the major, which is always, I know it's hard because you're not sure what major you're going to be choosing, but it is the start, and this year's going to go by quickly, and next year it's going to be May, and you're going to hear from there, say, well, okay, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go over there. And so it's great to see that from our students. To address attendance, because we see our students' attendance here as some of them are dropping. We are implementing SART, which is a student attendance review team, and this is the first time this district is going to do that because I am concerned, and coming from other districts where SART has always been implemented, of the students' attendance. So we're going to have a first student attendance to address that and to help them, to help the families, to help the students to see what can we do to bring you to school every single day. What is happening? Why are you not coming to school? I reached out to the county to see if they're going to have SART. I'm happy to see for the first time after maybe many years, they're going to have SART as well as the next step after SART, which is great. Again, it's going to address attendance. But our goal here with the principals is to work on the attendance with our students and to catch them early on and to address it early on. I visit many classrooms from all the way up in Sherwood to the high school. And there's so many classrooms to visit, that's the one thing. And I see where is the hard work and the passion for teachers. They work hard every single day to develop lesson plans, and to create an environment where students can learn. And I'm very happy to hear that at the middle school, the teachers over there, after analyzing data, they're gonna do an intervention because we have to close the achievement gaps. All students right now, they need help. They need help to say, not to be further into a hole in ELA and math. And I see it, and now, actually in November, we're receiving the CAS, the results from the SBAC in mid-November, which I will be analyzing. I will be sharing that with the board as well and do a little bit of a presentation to see is the data from last year based on ELA and math, science, number of suspensions, ELAC, and so on. And this is going to go ahead and help us navigating where we're going from there with the current data that we have and where to invest in our teachers, professional development, and as well curriculum. At this time, we're looking at the middle school as well. I spoke to our interim principal over there about a great workshop happening at UC Davis in about a couple weeks from now. Is focusing on robots and to make math more applicable for our students. And I'm great to hear that because being a math teacher for 10 years at the high school level, learning math is not about learning math in a textbook or on paper. All students nowadays, I don't know about you, but they love to fidget with a cell phone. They need something, and it's all about projects, so they can retain information well for a long time. So we're looking at that, and so it's a great thing. It's presented by UC Davis, and many school districts will be going over there. I myself will be going over there because I want to learn. I want to learn how is it done, how is it implemented for students. So that is it something we want to do, that we present it to the teachers to see, hey, do we want to do that? What do you think? And if we want to do that, let's move forward. And it's bringing to our students, to help our students to come out where they are this time. I'm very pleased actually with the Parent Square communication. I mean, this is a new platform which I'm used to from the past. And this helps us, with all the communication that is done within the sites. I see all the communication within the sites. And it's great to see that because it makes things easier for everyone. And it's easy to find as well. It's user-friendly and also reliable as well. So, and to close the message here, I would say that at the heart of everything we do, let's remember that we're here educating our students. Our students see us every single day. And they're waiting for us to educate them. Even though sometimes it's not easy. I know that we have some challenging students. I was one of them at the high school. And however, every day we have the obligation as educators to teach that student because we are preparing them for the future. They're going to be our future. So every decision, every program, and every effort that we put in is focused on helping our students to grow, to succeed, and to help them to build a strong and stabilized future for them. That's all.
Thank you. So now we have our 5-minute break, and it is 5:28, so we'll be back at 5:33. So the board meeting is reconvened at 5:33, and we now have communications and public comments. Is there anyone here that, do we have anyone that has any public comments tonight?
I believe that's me.
Okay. So I just need to read this. Members of the audience are invited to address the board at this time on each agenda or non-agenda item. The Ralph M. Brown Act and Board Policy 9323 limits the governing board's ability to respond to comments on non-agendized matters at the time of comments are made. If appropriate, the board may direct the superintendent to follow up on topics brought up in public comment. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes each per speaker and 20 minutes per topic. We ask that all remarks be respectful, and thank you for your participation.
So what I'm passing out here are our 132 word parts depending on how you want to count them. We recently took a standardized test at Willits High School, and if we're looking at a speedometer gauge, we are way down here and double under. I am concerned, as I have been for the last 20 some odd years, that the kids are not coming to high school with enough foundations to allow us to do our job. And with that in mind, I am interested in those words. If anybody's interested, this is what they are. These are the words, these are the word parts that allow kids to access multisyllabic words, which are where our information comes from. We have kids who are having trouble decoding, and when they have trouble decoding, they cannot read for content, and we're not producing students who are going to be successful on a broad range out in the public. If you're talking about how kids learn, you have 15% of the kids that walk by a book, and the book just seems to stick to them, and you go on, and that works just fine. For the next 15%, you got to talk to them a little bit, you got to explain it. The next 15, maybe you have to talk to them 2 or 3 times about it. The next 15, maybe it's 4 or 5 times. So there is this progression of trying to get these words into kids. And if we start at 3rd grade and attack it at 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade and 6th grade and 7th grade and whatever it takes to get that information in them so that when the kids get to high school, they have the foundations in order to be successful. It is really difficult to build a house without a foundation, and we have been trying to do that for about 25 years. And somehow we have to get these sort of skills into the kids. The other one that is sticking out there, so you have addition, subtraction, you have multiplication, you have these 70, 80 word parts, and somewhere in middle school, we need to try and teach them how to memorize a keyboard rather than just type, because just typing is not going to allow them to be successful in the real world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your concerns. Are there any other public comments? All right, then we move on to the consent agenda, to the consent items. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do any board members have comments or questions about the consent agenda? No? Okay. So all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, action items. We have a public hearing on the sufficiency of textbooks. And, so I think I gavel it at 5:38. Okay. So now we have approval of the resolution 2025-26-1, sufficiency of instructional materials. I'm sorry. I know. I'll just read the first section. Whereas the governing board of the Willits Unified School District, in order to comply with the requirements of the Ed Code, Section 60119, held a public hearing on Thursday, October 9th at 5:38 to provide the public and the Board of Trustees trustees detailed information regarding the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials for all students. This public hearing was on or before the 8th week of school and did not take place during or immediately following school hours. Okay, so, do I have a motion to approve the, resolution number 2025-26-1?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Okay. Any comments?
I have just one question about these. Most of them say, like, I don't care, pick any school, like the high school is easy to read. And it says, okay, so there was a Animal Farm, for example, is an adopted book and it was resolved to be adopted apparently in 203 and 4. And that has a dash and a 21. Most of them that are adopted, like the California collections, it was resolved to be adopted in 217-18 has a dash 3. Does that mean there are 21 of those books or there are 3 of those books? I wasn't quite sure how to read this.
That's just the resolution number.
So there is no number.
That's not the count.
No, there's another.
Oh, okay,
It's not the count.
okay.
The counts are on the Williams,
Audit.
Yeah, but it didn't specify anything. It just said, yep, everybody agreed we had enough books.
Yeah, this
And
is
that
the
the
resolution.
bathrooms were good, yeah.
Yeah, all the, she was saying, all the counts, like this year we have a Willits audit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all reported to the county.
But the board won't see those numbers, is that it?
I just wanted to say that I taught at the high school for 8 years altogether in 2 different 4-year segments. And when I was at the high school, I read these books, and I just they were wonderful books. They're absolutely wonderful novels. And I really enjoyed going through these books and reading the ones I hadn't read already when I was younger. And there's some wonderful books in there. So. Okay, so this, we have to note how many ayes and how many noes. So do I hear a motion to approve this action item as, oh, we already did that.
It needs to have a roll call.
Okay, so Jennifer?
Aye.
April? Aye. Myself? Aye. Oh, aye. So all those in favor, 4, and David is absent. Mr. Wilco? Okay, so approval of the GAN limit resolution 2025/26-2.
Let me see a couple things.
Sure.
So the gun limit typically is based on the Prop 4 1979 came in. It's typically the amount of state revenues that comes to the district and how much it could be spent. There's a cap on all the school districts and how much could be spent. So it tells you that if you spend more than that, then you have to return the money to the state. So industry to the district is done every year.
Thank you. So do I hear a motion to approve resolution number 2025/26-2?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any comments from the board?
No, but thank you for printing the other
Yes.
sheet. I appreciate that.
All right, then, this is a roll call vote, is that correct? Okay, so Jennifer?
Aye.
April? Paula?
Yeah, aye.
Myself, aye, and David is absent. Okay, now we have approval of, to employ Carolyn Kaiser, education specialist, with a provisional internship permit. So do I have a motion to approve that?
I motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Discussion from the board? those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Okay. And the last thing on our agenda is to approve the EPA, expenditure report. So do you want to explain it?
Yeah, it's based on two Prop 30 and Prop 55, apparently is the allocation of money for instruction support. And so that many of it goes into our LCFF, into our LCAP, and so it's to make sure that we have money for instruction support. That's pretty much it. And it's set by the states.
So do I hear a motion to approve the EPA expenditure report 24-25?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Yes, I could.
Any comments from the board? No?
No, thank you.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so the meeting adjourned